you made a decision to step down from your cabinet responsibilities to undertake the leadership campaign. The Premier did not. And I'm just wondering if you obviously feel it was a matter of principle to not try and do government business and party business at the same time. Is it possible, is it feasible for a Premier to step down from his job to take care of party business and still, like, can the government still function if the Premier had decided to step down?
Well, for me, it was a pretty clear decision, and I just want to explain a little bit because I do think there are some differences, and it's why I do defer to the Premier make his call. To my mind, by definition, and you've reflected this a bit earlier, if you're running for leader, you obviously have some degree of difference with the sitting Premier. And in my mind, on the parliamentary system, very clear that one of the key elements you have to have is when a leader appoints a cabinet minister, that minister has to either 100% be committed as part of the cabinet in every which way, or they're not. And I just did not feel that I could be a minister and walk into a cabinet meeting on Wednesday and be running for leader with our incumbent Premier in place. So I thought it was very clear, and it was also important for me, I think, to be able to separate out my responsibilities. I was talking to you and I were talking earlier. The week before I declared, there were several open houses on flood mitigation. I was the minister, and I actually made the call not to go to those meetings because I thought there'd be too much of a sense it was because I was running for leader potentially. I hadn't declared, but I didn't want that degree of confusion. So to my mind, by resigning immediately and going to the Premier, actually I told him before it went public, I think that was the appropriate thing to do. Now, it's a different situation with the Premier because, he was elected as the Premier. He is the leader. It's his call, and it's a different scenario, I think, as well too. Because again, the question for me is whether I was going to be a minister in his cabinet. Right. The question for him, I think, the judgment call was whether he would continue as leader while there was the race going on. He made that decision. I'm not going to criticize that or respect it.